Oh, wait.
Yeah, live here at NADA 2019. We're in San Francisco. This is the NADA show in the middle of the modern dealership in the box area. It is literally a box that we're sitting in doing interviews all day long live. If you missed any of the live interviews, there's still, you can replay them and see those, but we're going to distribute them out again. And we thought we'd wrap up our Saturday, second day at NADA. No big deal. Just going to interview my boss and my mentor. No big deal. No, can't screw this up. No. Mike Dullea, CEO of AutoAlert, founder of Vince Solutions, also CEO of Motifuse, owner of Gary Crossley Ford. What am I missing? There's got a lot of accolades in there, man.
I think you pretty much got it.
Owner of, I don't know if you own her or she owns you, Lollipop KC on Instagram.
Oh, she owns me, for sure.
She owns you, yeah.
She owns me.
Mike Dullea, thanks for joining me. You joined me last year. You don't do these that often, and I appreciate you sitting down with me. We're going to have a really deep conversation about your childhood and growing. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to talk about AutoAlert.
Just with you, Joey.
Yeah.
The only person I let interview me.
Well, I tell him it's more like Oprah up here than Dr. Phil, so it's going to be good. Yeah. So, Mike Dullea, the first thing I want to ask you is, because I've asked this question to a lot of people that have come up, is the reasoning coming to NADA as a dealer, as a vendor, as a consultant, and as the CEO of a billion-dollar company. Life at NADA for Mike Dullea.
Well, it can get a little confusing, right? Because, I come to the booth every day because I want to try and shake as many hands as I can, meet our current dealers, talk to prospects, introduce the latest technology, but at the same time, I go to Ford meetings, right? So I go to the Ford model meetings and the Ford receptions, and then meeting, obviously, with OEMs.
Yeah.
So I have a pretty stacked schedule, let's put it that way.
I was going to say, because being a Ford owner, dealership owner, and also with our partnership with Ford across the country, which is phenomenal. Yeah. I've heard the numbers from that has been just outstanding.
Yes, it's a great program.
Yeah.
So we basically help manage the incentive spend and drive customers to stores, right? And one thing about AutoAlert and all the companies I've ever worked with, we're all about making dealers money.
Yeah.
Right? Because at the end of the day, either you work or you don't work, right? And either you develop or you don't develop. So we release new products every NADA, pretty much, as you know, every month.
Yeah, it's
twice a month we're updates, trying to keep ahead of the curve.
So innovation is your middle name.
Innovation.
Always moving it forward. In fact, another person that calls you a mentor, Julian Johnston, Vice President of Innovation and Philosophy, right? A creative position, because following your footsteps, just teaching him, that's what he does, right? You and him, you guys pick each other's.
Well, we go back and forth. And when we took AutoAlert over in 2016, great company, been open since 2002, and it was a single product.
Yeah.
Right? It was equity mining is what people called it. They kind of started the space in equity mining.
Yeah.
And what our business plan was to turn it into a platform. And so building a platform isn't always easy, and it takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of innovation, but somebody has to understand the platform, because there's a reason that we add everything we add, and sometimes people forget what that reason was.
Yeah.
So what Julian does is he leads the efforts in reminding everybody and understanding it. So it's almost like he's like got his PhD in AutoAlert now, right?
It's pretty spectacular.
And in learning it, he understands what else we need, right?
Yeah.
So he helps stay on the cutting edge. And one of the things, we have lots of meetings with other vendors and dealers at these shows that come up and say, hey, here's what you need to do. This would be the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
And we really just try to deliver on that.
Yeah. Speaking of innovation, with being the founder of Vince Solutions, which is now still one of the best CRMs that's in the business, it follows you around, and me being a product of Vince Solutions as well, it followed me around when we came out of Motifuse and merged with AutoAlert. It's everybody saying, are you building a CRM? Are you building a CRM? Are you building a CRM? And it was always no, no, no. But the more we get and the more features that I see that are coming out, the questions are becoming more, right? Is this a CRM? Is AutoAlert turning into a CRM?
Well, I'm going to say no to that, because we're CXM, right? And there's a difference. So CRM had their time and place.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of great ones out there. It's just how they were built, the technology they were built on. I was just having a conversation with a dealer, and I said, hey, I can remember when I used to have to buy 3 new servers a week.
Yeah.
Like mortgage the house, get another credit card, filled data centers and the fact that we're in Amazon Cloud, the new technology, right? And we're moving towards customer behavior models. So collect data, customer behavior models, and one of the big differences in a CXM and a CRM is a CXM actually starts to learn your customer's behavior, right? So we learn about the customer. Our product, when it's placed in the store, is more effective month 2 than it is month 1, and year 2 than it is year 1, because we're constantly learning about consumers. And we are learning how to follow up with consumers. So if you think back to the day of time-based follow-up, right? Time-based follow-up was great. We knew we sold a car, we want to call them the next day, we want to check on the survey within the first month, we want to call them within 3 months.
You're the one that set that.
Yeah, really, we did,
You
right?
did that.
And we did it at VIM because at the time it hadn't been done.
Yeah.
And the dealers didn't know how to follow up, so we suggested it based on time, right? It was the only way we could do it. Well, today, why would you do that?
Right.
Right? We need to get the right message to the right time, to the right consumer, while also alerting the right employees in the dealership to make sure that happens. And that might be if they're shopping for a vehicle, if they're servicing somewhere else, what their position in a vehicle is. If you call them at the right time, they'll start taking your calls, right? You don't need to mail somebody, 3 times a year.
Yeah.
Right? You need to mail them when they need something. You need to call them when they need to. You need to text them when you need to. And so what our CXM platform is, just automates that entire system for you. So are we becoming a CRM? I'd say no, we're becoming the first CXM, and I'm assuming that the other CRMs are going to try to become CXMs.
And is that?
I would if I was them.
So it's always been known as AutoAlert is the retention tool, the thing, back it's the data mining, selling cars to customers that can upgrade and keep their payments about the same. So it sounds like that when dealers have CRMs out there, once they sell the car, the CRM is no good to them anymore.
Well, and the easiest way to answer that was before 2016, AutoAlert was concerned with customers that had alerts, right? That could swap key to key.
Yeah.
And we funneled down to those customers and we communicated with them. Where now we look at your entire DMS and we communicate and affect the behavior of your entire database.
Yeah.
Right? And so now we just drip a funnel basically, right? So these are customers that are engaged, these are customers that are in the our prospects, right? They're looking for a vehicle, they're looking for service, and we understand that. And then we just tell you the communication channel to get a hold of them.
You built.
So there is no time base. It could,
yeah.
You could call somebody, and we saw this all the time, and dealers that are listening know this. You call somebody 24 months after they purchased a vehicle to find out they bought another vehicle.
Right.
Right? And had you known the information we have, you would have called them at month 16
right.
instead of month 24 because you knew that they were in market.
And
right?
data mining is still but it's a feature now of AutoAlert. It's because of all the other. The feeling that I get when we came and AutoAlert and moved, the corporate headquarters to Kansas City is almost that startup feeling again, right?
Yes.
But you wouldn't think, being inside, that AutoAlert had been around for 16 years. And then you became CEO, and Tom Walsh came in as CTO, a Chief Technical Officer. It was like we were a big startup. It was that fun feeling of just building and watching the minds being blown and faces being melted, as JJ would say, of dealers, because you came out with Pando, which is, I like to call it an ERM, Employee Relationship Management, right? Mm-hmm. Where did the idea for Pando come from, and where is it go? Because it is process, communication. I mean, I don't want to. Where did that come? Where did that idea come from?
Well, here's how ideas happen, because ERM is good, but I would suggest EXM.
EXM.
There we go. Okay. So
employee.
Yeah. Employee experience management.
Yes.
And what in 2016, when we struck an agreement to come in and lead AutoAlert in its next phase, we looked at what they already had as just a database, right? Yeah. It was this great database, and it was the beginning of a collection. And then how could we enhance that? And we've added so much product. We've completely rewritten the program. We've added more features than I believe anybody in automotive has added in the history of automotive, I'm assuming, right, at this point. And so it is a startup company.
Yeah.
It really is. It's new product, it's new employees, it's new technology. And so really is. I mean, anybody that visits our office is, wow, this is, how long have you been in business? They think we're going to say 18 months,
right?
Just because of the feel in the office. But really, it's been 17 years, right? So
dealers getting confused by that. They think the old set of AutoAlert, then they come here and they see what's going on with the now geofencing and everything that we're doing. They're like, oh, I thought you were equity mining.
Yeah, and that's part of it. It's the rebrand of it,
yeah.
right? People, it's been around so long. It's such a great name. It was a great product, but they think I'm going to go there and all I'm going to see is a data mining or an equity mining company. And when they get here, they go, no, it's much more than that. We're managing your internal processes in your store. We're making sure that the right message gets to the right employee and the right consumer simultaneously, right?
Yeah.
And now we've moved on to artificial intelligence follow-up.
I asked the guys down here, what are the two big things that everybody's excited about? The AI that you included and the fencing.
Yeah, so now we can just follow up via email with your clients. Because once again, most dealerships, when they see this, and they never really understand it. They don't understand the amount of opportunity. And when we talk to a dealer and say, hey, are you buying internet leads? How much are you spending on those leads? What are you closing of those leads, right? I'm closing 8% of a $20,000 budget, and I'm getting 250 leads. Don't understand the second they turn us on, they don't get 250 leads, right? They get 3,000 or 4,000 leads.
Right.
And then how do you follow up at 3,000 or 4,000 leads?
It's impossible.
So we had to add a lot of automation, and we're really dripping down now to just, this is the perfect client, this is the message, this is the call. And it's very successful program.
It's smart AI solutions as well. The geofencing, that's dealers are going crazy about this. Geolocating, excuse me, geolocating. The dealers are going crazy about this.
So this is our first in our omni-channel, right? So we do mail, statement mail. I don't call it direct mail, but statement mail. We do email marketing, and now we do digital advertising. And geolocating just helps us understand where clients are. So we know when somebody's in market because we see them somewhere that puts them in market, and we can serve them a digital ad, which people have had that. I mean, everybody does digital marketing. People argue is it successful or not. What we did once again was added technology to it. So when we see that happening, we alert into the CXM platform now.
Yes.
So we schedule a call, we schedule an email, we schedule a follow-up, which nobody's ever been able to do. So that's all automated within the process now. Another very successful program. We piloted it throughout the country with great results.
I did some research on that last night, and the trend is showing is that consumers do want that. They want you to know what they're thinking. When they want to buy a car, when they're in market, they don't want to have to search out and look. They want to be served up, and this is perfect timing from what I read. So,
and it was kind of our master plan, right? Yeah. How do you give somebody what they want and what they don't want at the same time, right? Yes. I don't want a call for no reason, but I want a call when I used to tell dealers this all the time. If you want to see a mad customer, right? They're the person that they said, hey, it's been heavy pressure. The people are bugging me on the lot.
Yeah.
Right. I came on the lot to look, and I get this high pressure. Right. Some customers get angry about that. But if you want to see a really angry customer, one that wants to buy a car, if nobody goes out to talk to them, right, it's the worst experience they've ever had.
Right.
Because their intent was to purchase. They wanted that person to come up and help them. And when they don't help them, they're actually angrier than they are if you overhelp them, right?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with this technology, right? We can make you angry if we feel like we're getting too pushy and we're over communicating. Right. But when it's the right time to communicate and you do it through the right channel, right? Customers are happy, employees are happy, everybody's more efficient.
It's what I've noticed is that there's nobody else doing it. There's nobody in this market, there's nobody in this vertical that's doing CXM. Everybody, when I've had a lot of interviews up here, people are talking about processes and they're talking about customer experience, but nothing like this. They're still trying to figure it out. When did you figure out that customer experience was the place that AutoAlert needed to be?
Well, we actually figured it out before we took the company over. Mm-hmm. So we understood, AutoAlert, great name, right? So we wanted a company with a great name. We wanted a company that held the data, right? Yeah. So we had the data, we had the great name, and then it was just having the horsepower to build the program.
Yeah.
Which a lot of our people worked with us before, so they understood, the process that we went through to build it. We had great dealer feedback loops with relationships for years, and we worked hard. So 2 years of programming brought us where we are today.
And I want
to give a shout out to my entire programming team, by the way.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Endlessly work.
Here and Joe and
Joe's here. Yep.
Yeah. I know you got to get out of here. We got REO Speedwagon, which I'm going to talk to you here in a second. But the last thing I just want to ask you is that I heard something during our meeting, which was Terry Miller, your best friend, general manager at Galpin Ford, 29 years in a row, #1, man.
29, man.
With AutoAlert, anybody that has seen AutoAlert but hasn't really experienced the CXM multi-generational platform, that Terry doesn't even really pay attention to the red alerts, the red A's.
Yeah, just the alerts.
Just the e-alerts, which is the engaged people, the ones that are engaged.
Yeah, that's he concentrates on the other ones, but we're helping him with AI.
Yeah.
So AI is doing the what we're going to call the heavy lifting, which is sorting through all those, right? And if somebody Terry size might have 25,000 alerts, well, there's no way he's going to handle that. So we handle the sifting through it, and we're just dripping out of the funnel. And then his team pays attention to the e-alerts. And by the way, Terry, if you're watching, you're listening, congratulations, 29 years, #1.
Are you leaving?
Terry's like a porcupine. He really is, man. He's
sticky
like a porcupine. He's going to stick into that #1 position as long as he can.
He's got 30 next year.
And we're glad we can help him.
I know Bob Tasca, our driver for the NHRA Mustang funny car, AutoAlert funny car, which we got a new look coming out. It's going to be unveiled publicly, I think, next week. I know that him and Terry have a bet going on right now with the New England Patriots, and we lost ours.
I kind of instigated this bet, so I got Terry and Bob to say if the Patriots win, Terry Miller's going to fly to Rhode Island. He's going to cook hamburgers and hot dogs for the entire staff at Task Automotive, and if the Los Angeles win, Bob's going to fly and do it in California, in LA at the Galpin. And what's interesting is Bob's a vegan.
Yeah.
And so, and being a vegan, I don't know how he's going to handle grilling meat.
There's a video, I got footage of both of them talking to each other, not in two different areas. And so I'm going to release that early next week. It's kind of fun. Bob added a little bit extra to the bet. He wants Terry wearing swimming shorts and a t-shirt in Rhode Island in February. So he added that.
That was just mean.
Hey, it's Bob. But Terry said he's going to make Bob eat meat.
Well, we'll see him tonight. we as a thank you to our, thousands of customers that we have at NADA that are existing customers and our prospects and vendors that help us out, just our friends in automotive. We're hosting a party now with REO Speedwagon, which is one of my favorite bands. And last year, you asked me, hey, you love music, and who do you want to see or see again? And REO was one of them. I watched kind of a preview of what they do, and they'll do an 85-minute concert where you don't even know how, but you just know every word to every song they play.
Oh, absolutely. You just start singing, can't stop this feeling in it. I mean, they just know it. You're like, that's good. I don't have the falsetto like JJ.
You should join,
Why do it? Why spend the money to do that, to entertain, to show that love?
It's just a big thank you, right? So it's how do you do that? You got to get everybody in the same room. We're buying everybody drinks, right?
Yeah.
Make sure everybody has a good time. And why not do it with REO Speedwagon, right? And
last year
it really is a thank you to our clients.
Spin Doctors last year.
We appreciate everybody.
You put on a show every year at NADA. Before I let you go, I got something I found out to show you how big Mike's heart is. Now everybody gets to see Mike, and it's a power. I mean, you're CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company. But I learned something last night of something you did, something that was really nice. You don't know that I know this.
Oh.
So I'm standing outside my hotel, and I see somebody very familiar, short blonde lady, and the lady that cleans your house cleaner.
Yes.
You were with her at your house, and you'd mentioned the concert, and you said to her, hey, have you ever seen REO Speedwagon before? And she loves music just like you, and she said, no, I've always wanted to see them. And she said you got this look on your face, like you started thinking for a second, and you looked at her and you said, Merry Christmas. And you, out of your own pocket, have flown her out with her husband and getting her tickets to the show, putting her up at the hotel, and she is beside herself excited. And I know not a lot of people know. Well, everybody knows that now.
Well, that's Cindy and Bo. And Cindy and Bo, if you see this, I'm glad you guys are here.
That's the heart you have,
I know you're going through a hard time, so my thoughts are with you guys today. But let's have some fun tonight, and I'll see you guys tonight. But
that's the sweet thing, man. Sweet. I say it in a very manly way, but that's Mike Dullea for you guys. If you don't know Mike, you got to get to know Mike. I've worked for him for 10 years, and he's changed my life. So thanks a lot, Mike.
Hey, one more thing, dealers, if you're watching, I'm assuming Joey's got a great audience. If you guys want to see this product or have us come to the store, we would love to show it to you. And I really suggest people look at it. It's to me, I know I'm a I'm a software guy, right? A data geek, but it's mind-blowing software, and we do things that nobody else can do, and people probably won't do for years, because you have to invest to do it, right? And so if I could just, if a genie, I rubbed a ball and a genie came out, and they said you're going to give me a wish, I'd say I wish that every dealer in the country could see this software.
Absolutely.
And really understand that it is the future, because this is how people are going to follow up in the future. And other industries are already doing it, so we didn't invent this.
Right.
We just brought it to automotive, right? So it's a great product. We'd love to show it to you. If you guys, reach out to me. I'm Mike at AutoAlert.com. If you need anything, if you want me to come visit you, let me know. I'll come visit you.
You don't have to put your last name on your email?
Nope, just Mike.
Hey, and I will tell you, talking to the team that's down here, this seems like it's been your most successful NADA to date. Just the excitement, the amount of dealers that want more is signing up, that are right here, they're signing up at the show. It's crazy. So yeah.
I expect that. So
well, yeah.
Great. And I want to give a shout out to Bridget. Glad you're here with me.
Where's she at now? I need to interview her. She's leaving tomorrow too?
She's leaving with me.
That'd be an interesting conversation. Yeah. Just have her up here, just talking to her. So, and Lollipop, we got to get
Molly, I miss you. I'll see you tomorrow.
Lollipop KC. Mike Dullea, you can reach him at Mike at AutoAlert.com, and I tell you what, he'll jump on a demo with you. He loves showing this stuff. Yep. So, have a great day. We're out of here at NADA. Got more videos that are coming, but you'll have to show them to you next week. We'll see you tomorrow right here in San Francisco.